What's up, Paranormal Army? It's Cody here. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. It's been a very busy month. I did do a ghost hunt here soon, so for all my ghost hunting fans and stuff, there is a ghost hunt coming. Today's story is kind of an interesting one. It's about when I was younger, actually. We were out camping in a place called the New Meadows. It's up Santaquin Canyon. And so before I get totally into it, the area we were in was actually at the top of the mountain there. There was a big flat up here. It's completely covered in those white trees that look like a lot of eyes on them. So those are littering the whole mountainside. And then down lower by the road is another really huge flat meadow with a creek that runs through it. Alright, and this place is super secluded. There's no one that lives on top of the mountain. There's no houses. There's really nothing but other campers and stuff if you're lucky. But we ended up taking a 2-week camping trip up there, just to get out, go explore, just get out of town, escape civilization, stuff like that. But my story has to deal with something that was up there with us. We never got a clear visual of it or anything like that, so I can't tell you what it was. It could have even been a bear, could have been anything, but I don't think it was. But we kept hearing whoops, and we kept smelling death, and we kept hearing massive trees get knocked over, basically during the whole time we stayed there. My story is gonna be about a certain time we were up there. So let's jump right into it, guys. Again, thank you for watching this video today. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Welcome back to Paranormal Adventures again. Alright, let's jump right into it, guys. Alright, so this story is about me and my sister. We were staying in a camp tent. It's a little one, like a 4-person tent. Nothing fancy or big or anything like that. But it was butted up against the tree line of the aspen forest that was up there. And so we were sitting there one night, we're telling scary stories, just making up some stuff, about monsters in the woods and stuff like that, trying to scare each other. And then a big green flash above us illuminated the whole sky. There was no clouds, there was nothing. It really brightened up the whole area. And it was really bright. It woke my parents up, and it woke us up. And my parents even came outside and asked us, "Hey, was that you? What was that?" And so we don't know, Mom. We don't know, Dad. We didn't do it. We were asleep. It woke us up too. And so we're like, okay. But after that instant, that's very important. That's when the weird stuff started happening. Alright. And so we figured we stayed in the camper that night with my parents. We didn't go back to the tent. We were too freaked out. And a really bad rainstorm actually ended up hitting about 3 hours later after that, which is strange because there was no clouds, there was nothing, no weather, no wind, anything. And so it pounded for days, the rain did. And once it all cleared up, you get that fresh smell of like rain, that beautiful nature smell. It was none of that. We didn't smell anything. No water, nothing. It was just super strange. And so we're like, we just shrugged it off, And so me and my brother, we actually went out. We wanted to explore the woods, a little ways from our camp, probably about 120 yards into the forest. So we grabbed our BB guns and our .22, and we decided to take off. My brother was about 14 at the time. I was about 10, 11 at that time. And so I knew how to shoot a gun, I knew how to aim a gun, I knew how to load a gun. You know what I mean? I've been training stuff with them. So we decided to take off into that forest, and then we kept hearing branches snap around us. Snap, snap, snap. And we start looking around, thinking it's a deer or something. There's plenty of animals up there, elk, moose, deer, all that big games out there, turkeys, all kinds of stuff. And so we started looking around, didn't see anything. So we're okay, shrugged it off, just kept on walking. Get about 200 yards later, we get hit with this smell. And this smell was unlike any smell I've ever smelled. I've been around dead bear, I've been around dead deer, I've been around rotting carcasses. This was none of that. It was like a sweet, sour, putrid smell, I guess, in a way. It was more of a sweetish smell, but it was very pungent. Like, you can tell it's not natural. It's not from a dead animal. Definitely from something else. And so we smelt it, and we're like, what the hell? And then we see something flash. Boom, something black flash. but we couldn't see it. We never seen it, but we did see the flashing, black flash, really fast around us, and it freaked us out so bad we ended up taking off running back to the camp. And we were running so fast we could barely even stop from tripping over logs, branches, trees, stuff like that, running into stuff, just trying to get out because we were so scared. We didn't know what it was. It had a weird smell to it. It was very obvious and loud. It wanted us to know it was there. And so on the note, we don't know what it was, but that's not all that's happened to us here. Okay, so this canyon we were in was notorious for weird animals that people's never seen. There's been multiple stories, multiple accounts of Bigfoot in the area, and there's also been multiple sightings and noises of whooping in the middle of the forest where no one else is. And so it's just a super strange place, but this isn't the only time this thing has messed with us while up there. And so about 2 days later went on, no incidents, didn't see anything, didn't smell anything, didn't hear anything. But on the third day we heard a big snap, and then boom, it echoed throughout the whole canyon. We're like, what the fuck was that? You know, my dad, my mom, me and my sister, and our buddy Nate was actually up there. My dad's friend Nate, he was like 28 years old around the time. And so he was like, what was that? You smell that? And he's like, walks up to the forest, and they're like, what is that? You know, and it's the same smell we smelled 3 days prior. And so we're like, what the hell's going on? And so they take off, they grab their guns, take off in the woods. And about 30 minutes later, they come out charging, running and screaming. They never told us what they seen, but they said there was something definitely big out there in the woods. And they couldn't explain, but they had a tree snap right next to them. And they had another tree snap way farther off in the distance from them and hit the ground, which a tree falling in the woods and you actually hearing it and catching it is super rare. Like, it's super, super rare. It never happens. You know what I mean? That's why there's that saying, can you hear a tree break in the woods or whatever? It's super rare. And to have two of them, that's pretty credible. But they came out charging, scared, screaming. They couldn't make sense of what they were saying, but they told us they saw something big and smelt something in the woods around them. And we can never still to this day explain what it is. Still one of those weird phenomenons, you know, there's still sightings up there. They're still hearing whoop out in the forest, you know, around their camp and stuff. We're not the only ones that's been terrorized there. Like I said, we still don't know what it was. It could have even been a bear, but as far as my knowledge, bears don't whoop. Alright, they don't. They growl. You know what I mean? And so we don't know what it is. If you guys have any ideas of what it was, please comment below and let me know what it is. And this concludes today's story. Alright, guys.